What's going on, everybody? Welcome to G-Miles World Podcast, and we're going to wrap up Sunday Night Football after a real defensive game with the Los Angeles Rams and the Chicago Bears. Now, I'm going to be straightforward with it. Watching this game, the Rams looked really sloppy. Todd Gurley didn't look like the best running back in football. This guy Jared Goff was throwing picks right to Roquan Smith. I don't know exactly what was happening, but you know what people are going to say? They're going to say good defenses make good, offensive teams play bad, and that's the truth. But the whole issue is that when people say that you still can't play defense in the league, you get games like this, the Dallas Cowboys versus the Saints. You get this now. This is starting to become very, very scary, and this is why I've been trying to tell everyone that will listen that the Patriots most likely will not win another Super Bowl this year. I don't know what will happen after this year. I don't know if, Tom Brady wants to play till he's 77. I don't know what's going to happen with that whole situation. All I know is that the better defensive teams are probably going to be the ones that are going to win everything this year. I think it's going to change because when you look at the offensive weapons that the Rams have, you just don't expect them to be completely shut down because you expect people to be able to make plays. Their O-line has been pretty good this entire year. Obviously, they can run the ball. Sean McVay, he's been pretty good. A lot of things have been going on where you're like, you know what? These guys can probably be, they can probably be pretty good. And then you see a game like this and you're like, hold on, what's going on right now? When you look at it, you have to understand at this point, I understand that he took responsibility for the way that they played, but that doesn't, Sean McVay, I don't think he understands, when you go there, you just take responsibility, yo, we played bad, son. Even as a coach, the players know when a team is, physically just manhandling them. And that's what I saw yesterday. It was several times where they just panned down and you looked at the back of Mac jerseys, Khalil Mack's jersey, and just this guy is just a savage. And you hear these guys talking about him. Chris Collinsworth, you hear him yo, this guy is unbelievable. It's kind of letting you understand that the way that the game was being played out, defensively, you're not going to be able to do anything. So when you're getting dominated like that, I don't know how you fix that. That's what I'm saying. I know it's cold and, they had to go to the Bears and more than likely in the playoffs, they will have to go back to the Rams. That may change it with the warm weather. But again, that's an edge that everybody plays with. You know what I'm saying? If it's cold for one team, it's cold for the other team. Just because you play in a cold weather stadium, that doesn't mean that you're always ready for the cold. Sometimes it's really cold. If you start losing, it gets even colder. It's different. Based on the viewpoints that you have, but ultimately you can't play this poorly. Another thing that went on within the game, right? People like to say, Trubisky is not a good quarterback. I hear it a lot from, Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. They have a lot of things to say about Mitch Trubisky, and I've always liked this kid just because I think that as he evolves, he's going to be able to be elusive in the pocket and he can throw the ball. Now, he did throw, he's going to throw picks. But he's not like a Kirk Cousins. He's not going to do it every game. He's not – Kirk Cousins – I think Kirk Cousins goes into a game yo, you know what? I'm going to throw 3 picks today. When you watch him play, you kind of look at it yo, this guy wants to throw a pick. It doesn't make any sense the way the guy plays. It's just stupid. None of it makes any sense. I don't get that from Trubisky. You know what I'm saying? And he coming back after the injury to his shoulder, I knew that they had a high possibility of winning the game. I just didn't imagine that it would be such a low-scoring game and they would lose – the Rams would lose like this. Because remember, you saw what happened. You saw the effects of what happened with the Saints when they went up against the Bucs on Sunday. What happened was they still had the lasting effects of what the Cowboys did, and they were barely able to get up off the ground. Now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a terrible football team, so the Saints were able to recover. But you're not going to beat good teams with good defenses that can, put the ball in the end zone if you do stuff like this. You see what I'm saying? The Rams can't come back from a team that's going to come out and just start punching them in the mouth in a game like this. This is a very, very defensively dominated team with the Bears where they lead with their defense. They come out ready to get fumbles, strip sacks, stuff like that. They're not playing any games, so you're not going to be able to recover like that. And it made me kind of think about it. A lot of these teams are really, really trying to play for that home field advantage. It's certain teams that can go, you remember when the Giants won their Super Bowls, they're like wild cards, they're on the road, stuff like that. These teams nowadays, the really good teams, they're going to need home field advantage. That's all around. Everybody's going to need home field advantage. And it's something that in the past, it really didn't matter for certain teams. But I really think at this point right now, a lot of you guys got to be nervous. If you're a Rams fan, if you're a Saints fan, you guys got to be nervous because defensively speaking, when you put pressure on Drew Brees, right? Because remember, this is when it comes up like, yeah, he's an undersized quarterback. This is what's going to happen. He could be the most accurate quarterback, all that good stuff like that. But when you start putting pressure on him, you saw what's going to happen. Jared Goff, you see what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like the only quarterback that has consistently, even with his turnovers that he had in the game that he played, who was he? I think, he played the Rams. That was, Patrick Mahomes boy. Like that dude right there. Even when they were playing and it was like he was getting pressure, he was fumbling the ball, he was throwing interceptions, stuff like that. He still had a ridiculous amount of yards and he still put up points. That's what makes the Chiefs dangerous. It's just that they have no defense. The Chiefs' defense sucks, but they were able to pull out a game against the Ravens when it was necessary. But again, that's what everybody is going to have to watch. And that's what I'm looking at. And remember, I told you guys this, I think about 4 or 5 weeks ago. I said, listen, the Patriots need home field advantage. And you guys are like, yo, it's the GOAT, Tom Brady. Tom Brady don't play defense. And if he did, he would suck at it. But that's neither here nor there. But again, if they're not able to secure home field advantage throughout the playoffs, the Patriots are going to lose wherever they go to go play on the road. They're just going to lose. It's as simple as that. Like nothing else is going to transpire because that's what everything is leading up to right now. That's what my biggest issue is. That's what I want people to understand. People have to realize like, yo, look, this is what it is, man. You are going to have to score a tremendous amount of points to win games against these teams. Like, because defensively, these dudes are averaging in the 30s and coming out scoring 6. So if you start doing the math and you realize like, all right, if the Bears are holding this team like that to that kind of score, what other team in the NFC is going to beat the Bears? Like, I'll wait. Go ahead. Write it in the comment section. Like, I'm going to wait for you guys to tell me that. If they're holding teams like this to 6 points, how are other teams going to beat them? All they really need to do is score 1 touchdown. You remember the Ravens? Remember the 2000 Ravens, bro? You remember that? You remember that whole situation? Ray Lewis, all those dudes? This is the situation, right? If you can just put 7 points up, just put it like this with the Bears, the way they're playing right now. If you can put 7 points on the board, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to beat the Bears. Like once the Bears put 7 points up, and if their defense can play like this, it's going to be a problem. And everybody needs to start taking notice of this because the Cowboys, these two, the Cowboys and the Bears, they're kind of making me nervous now. Because earlier in the year, I was like, yo, Saints, Rams, I'm done. Like, I'm not talking about anything else with any of you guys. You guys are writing comments. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, bro. It don't really matter. Now I got to listen to you guys. Now when you're telling me like, yo, bro, you saw what the Cowboys did? I got to be like, oh, yeah, you're right. Randy Gregory is off the weed, and he's out there playing like that? This other dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, dudes are really, DeMarcus Lawrence, these dudes are really getting after the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Van Der Esch, the tackling Dutchman. You got Jalen Smith. That defense is playing serious. Awuzie, you got the other guy over there. I forgot, was it Byron? Like, they are playing unbelievable defense in the secondary and in the front seven. It is these teams are dangerous. And that's why I'm starting right now to analyze it because some of you guys don't really realize like, oh yeah, but it's the playoffs. They're going to choke. I don't think at this point right now, with the way that they're playing, that they'll change the way that they're playing unless somebody gets hurt. Unless a key component gets hurt on the defense, that's the only way I can see it not, continuously flowing the way that it's flowing right now. Because trust me, when I was watching this game, I did not think that the Rams could move the ball. And that was wild for me to think that after watching the Rams the entirety of the season. They could not move the ball. They really could not move the ball. That is an issue. That's a major issue for me. And I just want to make sure I get it through you guys' brains very, very clearly that if the Rams somehow can't dominate these little low-life teams that they got to play, they got to play the Eagles or some other garbage teams, they have to win out. Right now they're 11-2. They got to win out. If they don't win out and they end up somehow like forfeiting home field advantage, the team that has home field advantage on both sides, in my opinion, would be the most likely team to win it all. I think home field advantage is huge because you start going to these cold weather teams, man, in these cold weather stadiums, you're going to lose games. It's not going to be a party. It's absolutely not. But I'm going to tell you this again. The playoffs is probably going to be one of the most spectacular we've ever seen in the National Football League this coming year because these teams are just not being consistent against good defenses. I want to thank you guys and girls for watching. Feel free to drop a like, drop a comment. Follow me on Twitter @GMyersWorld. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you next time. One love.